President Trump's appearance at the men's singles final of the U.S. Open on Sunday afternoon caused havoc for tennis fans, including a slew of celeb attendees. It is an absolute S, though, one source told Page 6 exclusively. Cars can't get into parking lots, and people are walking miles. Even celebs are having to wait like normies. The source added that security has stopped entry in so many ways. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Michael Douglas, and Ben Stiller were spotted waiting in line, like everyone else, while Deborah Messing sat in a car for an hour and they would let her out. Lindsay Lohan was also spotted traipsing in parking lots. Stiller eventually got to his seat along with other celebs, including Mindy Kaling, Bruce Springsteen, BJ Novak, and Sting, to watch Jannik Sinner take on Carlos Alcaraz. Earlier this week, Page 6 exclusively reported that the president would be attending the tennis final for the first time since the Queensborn pole was booed at Arthur Ashe Stadium in 2015. At the time, he attended the U.S. Open with his wife, Melania Trump, to see Serena Williams play her older sister, Venus Williams, and was booed by fans as he entered. This time, the president was joined by several members of his administration, including Attorney General Pam Bondi, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and granddaughter Arabella were also present. Before his appearance, the United States Tennis Association had advised broadcasters not to televise any negative reaction he might receive from the crowd. We ask all broadcasters to refrain from showcasing any disruptions or reactions in response to the president's attendance in any capacity, including YNG, electronic news gathering coverage, the USTA advised. Social media posts reveal that the president was loudly booed as he saluted during the national anthem. What a wild scene at the U.S. Open, right? President Trump showing up at the men's singles final didn't just bring extra security, it practically turned the event upside down. From celebs waiting in line like regular fans to parking lot chaos that had people walking miles. Add Lindsay Lohan wandering through parking lots like she's in a lost episode of The Parent Trap, and you've got the makings of a full-on spectacle. Think about that for a moment. This was supposed to be about Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, two of the brightest young stars in tennis battling it out for one of the biggest titles in the sport. Instead, the headlines aren't about the match, they're about traffic jams, celebrity inconveniences, and a former president getting booed during the national anthem. That tells you how much politics and public perception can intrude on even the most prestigious sporting events. And let's not forget the symbolism here. Tennis has always carried a certain air of tradition and formality. The U.S. Open is one of the crown jewels of that world, an event where history is written. Yet this year, the match itself almost felt like a backdrop to a political drama. The idea that the USTA had to send a memo to broadcasters essentially saying, "Please don't show boos, please don't show protests," that speaks volumes. It's a reminder of how much control institutions try to have over narratives and how little control they actually end up having once social media enters the equation. So, what do we take away from this whole ordeal? First, it's a reminder that sports, politics, and celebrity culture are all deeply intertwined. You can't separate them anymore, not when a presidential appearance can steal the spotlight from a Grand Slam final. Second, it shows how moments of disruption, frustration, and even humor, like celebs wandering lost in parking lots, become part of the story we tell later. At the end of the day, the U.S. Open is supposed to be about athletic greatness, but 2025 will be remembered as much for the sideshow as for the showdown on the court. Trump may have come to salute the anthem and show support, but the boos, the traffic jams, and the chaos spoke louder than any carefully managed TV broadcast could. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.